Good morning, welcome to the Market View for Wednesday the 18th of June 2014. Starting off with the 30-minute chart, you can see yesterday we got these two fairly large drops in the British pound, dropping down towards the 169.50, which I spoke about yesterday being a major support area. Both of these news items are the CPI figures for the UK and the US, and we see that the UK, no surprise really, dropped yesterday to 1.5, and in the US it actually increased, and in the US it increased marginally to 0.4. And that's all the market really did yesterday. In fact, the peak from the high to the low is just 50 pips, and the reason for this is the market's waiting for the FOMC minutes, which will be out at 7 p.m. This evening, along with a press conference from Yellen as well. So that's why the market is stuck in this sideways range, and has been for the last couple of days at sort of the 168.50 level there. So a very quiet day yesterday. Nothing that we can do to alter that, unfortunately. That's the way the market is at the moment. You can see this in the daily chart, and what I'm going to do is just to reload this chart so that we can get to the data up to date. For some unknown reason, that little bar there, it could be right, but I suspect not. So let me just reload the charts. Right, that's better. I didn't expect it to be a very wide bar. A very narrow range, of course, on the overnight market. So that's more accurate now. We've got the 169.50 level there, and the market just stuck in this sideways range, which it has been for the last couple of days. So again, not a lot to report here. We can just mark up a couple of areas of where the market could move to the upside from the high to the low there. Just remove this one, just drag that out a bit as well. So we've got the upside of 160, well, so actually just say 170 for the 76 there to the upside, and to the downside, of course, we can go from here to here, and we can see the market traded down to that during yesterday, which we would have drawn in yesterday as well, but I forgot to save it, so let me just save this. So that's sort of the picture of up and down potential profit targets for the upside and the downside there. Just a 50 pip range, which the market's currently trading in, as you can see from the shaded grey lines there. Each grey line, the distance between, I should say, is 50 points there. Now, coming to today's news, there's a lot of news today. We've got asset purchase facility, MPC bank official vote at 9:30 to show that all 9 agreed that there should be no increase in interest rates. It'll be interesting to see if that changes this morning, as Carney's been muttering about increasing interest rates sooner rather than later, which he spoke about last week, which is this big bar that we saw during trading last week when he mentioned it. We've got MPC member Wheel to speak this morning, and then over to the no, staying with the UK, we've got Haldane to speak as well at 6:30, so another one from the Monetary Policy Committee, and then the FOM statement at 7 p.m, economic projections, and the press conference. So a busy day with news, and I suppose really let's just have a look at some of the times here again. We've got 9:30, the official vote. That could be, I say, interesting, because if they've one or two have been sort of voting to say that we should start to think about increasing interest rates, that will be reflected in those figures this morning. So normally I wouldn't take any notice of this, but this morning I would just are on the side of caution with that one. We've got 12:15, so after the 9:30 news, 12:15 is the next time that we get some it's 12:15 when we get Wheel speaking, and then at 6:30 heading towards evening when we've got Haldane to speak, and then of course to the FOMC. So 6:15, really, you don't want to be in the market at that point because you've only got 3/4 of an hour before the FOMC statement is released, and then of course Yellen with the press conference as well. As far as the Dow is concerned, it started to move back high yesterday. The implied volatility dropping below the 10%, back down to 936, maintaining the relationship between the stock market and the implied volatility, which, if I can just bring up the chart, started to move back to the upside. It traded lower during the overnight session or the early morning session yesterday, and then once the market opened, it moved to the upside, closing just above the 76% retracement there at 16,808. So back above the 16,800 level there. Still a bit to go to the upside, but again, anything can happen. And it's interesting that the stocks are up again yesterday, even though the inflation rate was up, and also the new homes figures that were released yesterday afternoon weren't particularly good either. So again, this market just being pumped up on propaganda and fresh air, frankly. The volume continuing to move to the downside in the longer term charts, which I showed you yesterday. Right, so really that's about it for today. There's not a lot else to report. Probably be a lot more tomorrow after all of this news has been factored into the market. So all things being equal, I will see you tomorrow. As ever, thank you for your support, and thanks for watching.